back again, back to back, made back that man, back again. Hi guys. I'm back again with another story time because it seemed like story times is all y'all want to hear, all y'all want to see from me. So I'm back again with another story time. So this one was crazy. Like, let me start off by saying, y'all, I've been to jail plenty of times. I've been to jail over probably 50 times. Like, no exaggeration. But being in a psych ward, that was another experience for me. Like, it would be nothing for me to come on here and tell some jail stories. But the psych ward was another situation. Like, nothing was topping that. Like, that was crazy. And I was only 14. So, it was like, I'm seeing, oh my God. Let me just start by how I got there. So boom, this was the this was the year when I started to like really rebel against my grandmother. Like, for those that don't know, I was raised by my grandmother, but my grandmother was young. My grandmother was not no old grandma, croaked over old lady. No, my grandma was only like 40 when I was 14. Like, she was young. Like, my mother had me very young. She had my mother very young. My grandma was not no old lady. So let's just put that out there right now. I was raised by my grandmother though. So 14 was the age I started to like really rebel, be bad. Like, I started high school, I lost my virginity. Like, that was just a bad year for me. So the boy that was my first, like, I just used to always like, he like, oh my God, like, it's such a long story. His sister, his older sister, was dating my cousin who lived, like, he didn't live with me, but he would always come to chill with my brother. Like, him and my brother was very close, my blood brother. So after school, and they went to the same school. So after school, my cousin would just always be there till like 9 o'clock at night till he go back home or whatever. And he only lived like a couple blocks away. But that's my cousin, but he's like my brother too. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, you know the cousins that still grew up in your grandmother's house anyway? Like, it was like that. The boy I lost my virginity to, my first, his older sister was dating my cousin who was always in my house. So basically, it's crazy because he was raised by his grandmother too. His grandmother would always make his older sister take him with her everywhere. So when she would come see her boyfriend, she has to bring her little brother with her, basically. And they was like 16, 17. No, they was like 18. I was 14. But she would have to drag her little brother with her everywhere she go. But her little brother went to my school. Like, it was just so weird. Like I told y'all, I'm from Harlem. Harlem is very small. Like, it's such a small world. And Harlem, like, it's always going to be something like that. Like, me and him went to the same school. He was dating his older sister was dating my cousin. And then we ended up start dating. Like, we didn't start dating in school. We started dating on some, he would always come over to my house. And then we know each other from school. So it's like, we just end up talking too. Like, you get it? Me and him ends up, whatever. We end up, blah, blah. That's my first, blah, blah, blah. So one day, mind you, my grandmother was so strict on me. Like, so strict. Like, I never blame her as a parent for why I was bad. Like, I was bad because I wanted to be bad. Like, no matter what my grandmother do to me, she could whoop me, beat me. She could take away my phone, whatever. I still was just bad. Like, I still wanted to smoke weed. I still wanted to cut school. I was just really being a bad kid and just, like, following the wrong crowd, getting tattoos. Like, I was just really bad. So one day, I didn't come home till, like, 3 in the morning because I want to be with him. And then, all right, so where I lived, it was like a big basketball court. Like, y'all know I'm a project baby. I was living in the projects. It was like a big basketball court inside the projects. To get to my building, you have to walk around the basketball court. So across the street, it was a bank. It was like a big Chase bank, whatever. It was 24 hours. So we went inside the bank because I was about to go across the street to go home. So we spending our last little, 5 minutes. He woke me home. So we in the bank kissing. So I'm like, I'm going to see you in school tomorrow. So now I'm walking across the street. I give him a kiss. I'm walking across the street. I'm looking. I could have sworn I seen my grandmother sitting in the basketball court, but I'm thinking I'm bugging. So I'm like, all right. I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm realizing that it's my grandmother. So I'm like, yo, it's 3, 4 in the morning. This lady is sitting in the basketball court right now. Y'all know, like I told y'all in previous videos, my grandmother did not play. Like, my grandmother was strict. I don't know how I was so bad because my grandmother did not play. Then I have mad brothers, like 8 brothers that don't play either. Like, I just didn't care. Like, it was no controlling me. It was no nothing. I was gonna be bad regardless. I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm realizing that's my grandmother. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm about to get my whooped. So I'm getting closer and closer. Mind you, she has a belt in her hand, sitting in the basketball court, legs crossed. I'm like, yeah, it's lit for me. But I'm like, I'm already home. What can I do? I walked across the street. She didn't even use the belt. She threw the belt, punched me dead in my face. Boom. Mind you, this was a school night. So I know she had to be mad for her to be still sitting in the basketball court waiting for me at 3 a.m. knowing that I have school the next day. She punched me in my face. Now she's dragging me by my hair. This is when I used to always wear my real hair. Like, if you know me, you know I have long hair. So I used to always wear my real hair out. It was down, and she was yanking me by my hair, dragging me all through the basketball court, really dragging me, punching me, uppercuts. Like, I'm telling y'all, my grandmother was not a grandmother. My grandmother was a mother, and she used to beat me. Like, she used to make me feel like I'm fighting a girl in the streets, like, and it's nothing I could do. Like, somebody's just really beating me up, and I can't even defend myself because this is my grandmother. I cannot hit her back. Now, let me tell y'all what happens. As my grandmother is dragging me up and down this basketball court, this boy is gonna come across the street. I guess he used to always watch me walk home, make sure I get in the building safe, because from across the street, you could see inside my building. Like, once you get past the basketball court, my building is right there. So I guess he was watching me make sure I get in the building okay, and he sees my grandmother me up. So now he comes run across the street like, Mom, chill. Because mind you, he's cool with my grandmother because he always comes to my house with his older sister to see my cousin. So he knows my grandmother. But my grandmother did not know about me and him. So why would you come across the street? Why would you come across the street? So now he comes across the street. He like, Mom, she was with me. She was with me. She was with me. Grandmother don't want to hear that. Now she's whooping me even worse. Like, you with a boy, like, mind you, I would have made up my own lie. I would have told her I was at my friend's house. I fell asleep. Why would you come? You think you're helping and you're making it worse. So now she's cussing him, cussing me, dragging me. He left. She drags me upstairs, still beating me. Now she got me in the kitchen. I said like this, y'all. Y'all stop hitting me. Like, I said like this. Like, when I say like this, now, if y'all know Jamaican people, y'all know they are so extra. So extra. So she starts going ballistic. You put your hands on me. I'm like, I put my hands on you. So she starts going crazy, say I put my hands on her. I never put my hands on her. I said, stop touching me. Stop hitting me. That's all I did. So now I'm mad now. So now I goes in my room. And when I was younger, I used to have a problem with like punching a wall or punching something. Like, I used to just get mad and go, and just punch something. So I goes in my room. I had a big vanity mirror on my dresser, right? I punched the mirror. All right, y'all, where's it at? Y'all see this little tiny cut I have on my wrist? Don't mind the dye on my finger. Do y'all see this little tiny cut I have on my wrist, right? Tiny scar. And do y'all see this one? But he ends up putting a tattoo over it. It's a little tiny scar. Started so much controversy. Yo, when I punched the mirror, it cut my wrist just a little tiny bit. This little tiny scar. It cut my wrist that little much. But you know how the little cuts be bleeding the most. Yo, the shit was leaking all down my arm. Mind you, the cut was so little. But it's leaking all down my arm. So when she bust in my room, I had blood leaking all down my arm. So she like, you trying to kill yourself? I'm like, yo, I did not try to kill myself. So now she gets on the phone. She like, you know what? I'm calling the cops. You going crazy. So now she calls the cops. But I'm already so heated. My dumb ass, my dumb 14-year-old ass, I didn't know that you cannot say stuff like this to the cops. They really take it serious. I didn't know that. So when she gets on the phone to call the cops, I snatched the phone. I said, yo, come get me out this house, or I'm going to kill this lady, or I'm going to kill myself. Come get me out this house, or I'm going to kill her. But I didn't know that they really take it serious. So, yo, like 10 minutes go by. We still arguing. Boom, 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 boom. Is all I hear on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So it's the cop. No, fuck the cops. It was like maybe only 2 cops. It was like 2, I would say they like therapists, shrinks. I don't know what they was. They had on suits. And then it was like EMT. I didn't know what was going on. But I'm like, did they really just come? Like, I did not really mean that. So now I'm sitting in my room. They see the blood all down my arm. I'm like, yo, the way it looks, y'all, is not like that. I did not try to kill myself. I punched my mirror and it cut me on my wrist. They like, oh, you're gonna have to come with us. We have to talk to you. I'm like, come with y'all for what? I don't want to come with y'all. So they like, you have to come with us. You have to come with us. I'm not going with y'all. Y'all bugging out. I'm not going nowhere. Like, I'm staying here with my grandmother. So the lady officer comes now. She tried to grab me. I'm fighting her. I'm like, get the fuck off me. I'm not going with y'all. I'm hitting her. So now they really thinking I'm crazy. But I'm not crazy. Y'all just not about to take me out my house. I'm not going. Like, I did not really mean what I said. Now the lady officer is fighting me. I'm hitting her. So now they arrested me. Just taking me to the psych ward. They put me in cuffs. They restrained me. Then they had like an orange chair. Yo, if anybody that's watching this video ever been to the psych ward or had them come get you because of something similar, I know this sounds crazy and we sound like some psychos, but it's possible to go to the psych ward and not be crazy. Like, if anybody ever went to the psych ward before and y'all know the orange chair that I'm talking about, please leave a comment because I know y'all know what I'm talking about. They put me in an orange chair and it had straps like this. It had like 3 or 4 straps to my body. So now I'm like this. I can't move. And then they lean the chair back. So I'm like this. I'm strapped and then they have my feet strapped like I'm a crazy person. So they brings me out the building. Mind you, like I told you, I'm a project baby. I'm living in the projects at this time. So it's like, now it's like 4 in the morning. If you lived in the projects or you from the projects or you familiar with the projects, you know 4 o'clock in the projects is lit. that's the hours where all the is at. Everybody's outside. The is outside. Everybody's outside at 4 in the morning. I'm praying. I used to live on the 13th floor. So this whole long elevator ride downstairs, I'm praying. Because when I came up, they saw my grandmother smoking me in the lobby. It was people downstairs. So I'm praying now that everybody left. Please, God, don't let nobody be in this lobby. This is mad embarrassing. Soon as the elevator doors open, it's mad niggas in the lobby. And I'm strapped to the chair with 8 different people guarding me. Yo. So everybody looking like, they like, Stony, you good? I'm like, yo. Mind you, like I told you, I had my real hair out. My grandmother done fucked my hair up. My hair is all crazy. I'm strapped to a chair, handcuffed. It's a man in a suit, a lady in a suit, therapist, EMT. They like, yo, you good, Stony? What happened? I'm just not saying nothing. They rolling me out. I had to go down the steps. They bouncing me down the steps. Yo, I was so mad. Now, they put me in the back of the car. They put me in the back of like an ambulance. I'm in the back. They asking me all these questions. Oh, is this the first time you ever tried to commit suicide? Do you harm your grandmother? Why do you harm your grandmother? I'm like, yo, I did not try to commit suicide. I'm not crazy. I don't want to kill my grandmother. Can y'all let me go the fuck home? It's 4 in the morning. I'm tired. I have school. Like, I just wanted to get some dick. Like, damn. How do trying to get some dick ends up me being in a psych ward? Like, come on. They asking me all these questions now. I get to the psych ward. They got me filling out all these paperwork. They try to give me, they was telling me if I don't go to sleep, they could give me medication to help me. I'm like, I don't need no medication. I'm 14 years old. I'm not crazy. Like, I don't know which I think I am. Like, now they're making me feel like I'm crazy. Keep trying to explain to them that I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not crazy. So they telling me like, you know, that's the #1 line of people that are in denial. I'm like, yo, I'm not crazy. I'm not in denial. I'm good. I just wanted some dick. Now they makes me take off all my clothes. I have to go in a room by myself. No. First of all, it was some little girl. She was, well, not little. She was probably like my age. She was like 15, 16. She's throwing up. She's going crazy. She's foaming out the mouth. Like, she's crazy. I'm not crazy. They're like, no, we're sorry. You're not going home. You need parental consent. You need evaluation. You need therapy. Like, I need all these things to go home. I'm like, yo, mister, let me out. Like, I'm not crazy. They made me take off all my clothes. I had to take my clothes off, go in a room by myself. I couldn't get no sheet. I couldn't get nothing because now they're thinking I'm suicidal and I'm not. I couldn't go home until my grandmother gave them consent to let me home. That was not for 4 days. My grandmother let me sit in there for the whole weekend. This happened on like a Wednesday or Thursday. She didn't come get me till like Sunday. This lady left me in there. She said, no, you're going to learn the hard way. I had to do all type of like sessions and therapies, and yo, I'm like, I'm not crazy. They taking pictures of this little ass scar, taking pictures of it, trying to say I try to cut myself. Are you kidding me? Do you see how big this scar is? It's the size of a damn penny. And y'all saying I tried to kill myself? If I wanted to kill myself, first of all, I would have went for the main vein. I ain't gonna go over here. I would have went in the middle, like. Then now they came telling me that my boyfriend was trying to come see me, but they couldn't let him in because he wasn't of age and I'm not allowed to have visitors and this, that, and the third. And he's downstairs bugging, asking for me because I'm in the psych ward. Like, this is all just so fucking embarrassing. Like, I could not believe I ended up in the psych ward. Like, all I wanted to do was have sex. Why am I in the psych ward? Why? Why don't you making people gotta be so dramatic? I never wanted to kill myself. My grandmother finally comes get me out. She finally discharged me. We had to go to like family therapy. They gave us a referral. We had to go to like therapy for like, I think it was like twice a month or something like that. I was mandated. I got a fucking ACS case. Like, oh my God, this was the worst day of my life. I finally comes back home. The first day I came home, I didn't see them. But, like, probably the next day, I see all the boys that was in the lobby. So, they like, yo, you free? Like, what's up? I'm like, yo, leave me alone. Like, y'all don't know what's going on. Leave me alone. They was like, yo, you went to the psych ward? Like, we heard you went crazy. It's a big rumor on the streets that I went crazy and tried to commit suicide and was in the psych ward. Like, so then I goes back to school. I finally see my boyfriend. He like, yo, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for coming across the street. I feel like this is all my fault. I'm never having you out late. I should have known your grandma was gonna go crazy. You know she's bugged out. Yeah, so don't be having me out at 3 in the morning because you know if you tell me to come out, I'm gonna come out. Like, you took my V, nigga. Like, whatever you say, it's going. Long story short, listen to your parents or y'all gonna end up in a psych ward. Like, comment, and subscribe to this video because I'm always gonna drop more. Stay in school, kids under 18. Don't be anything like I was back in the day. And if y'all wanna hear any more good stories, I have a lot of them. So just let me know in the comments and I will be back with another one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I love y'all so, so, so much. See you in my next video.